Hi, everyone. It is Casey Washington, and I am just on here on a Friday, checking you guys out and seeing what's going on. Um, Talking a little bit about women over 50 and just kind of chronicling life after 50. For me now, it's life after 60. Things went by so fast that I just can't even imagine how fast it went. But anyway, so let's talk about some of the things that life over 50 brings. I was sitting in today on a YouTube live with a lady that I follow, and her question today was, what would you tell your 30-year-old self? What would you tell your 30-year-old self? And I thought about that, and it was interesting because a lot of the women who were mostly over 50, there were some that were not over 50, but a lot of the women were saying what they would tell their 30-year-old self is one, most of it was about financial saving more money, investing money, purchasing real estate. Other things were about finding your passion and living your passion and not necessarily conforming to how things used to be. How I know people our age, a lot of times, if we wanted to pursue something that involved our passion, we were told, oh no, you got to go get a real job. You got to go get a real job. You got to go get a corporate job. Got to get a job. Or also, before you got to get a job, you got to go to school. You have to go to college, you have to get your degree, or you had to finish high school and get some type of trade or something like that. But if you said, I want to follow my passion, I want to be an artist, I want to be a singer or something like that, then a lot of times your parents and your family gave you that cross-eyed look like, no, we paid for you to go to college. You're going to come out and get a job because we want you to be self-sufficient, and we want you to not only be self-sufficient, but we want you to be able to have a good job, be able to purchase a house, be able to live your life comfortably, because our parents always wanted us to be in better shape financially than they were. Or, some of them, at, I know with my parents, they grew up poor, but they worked very hard for the things that they had as far as the house. They put us all through college, and we all became well employed, which is a hope that many, many parents had. But if I said I wanted to go um, travel around the world for 3, 4 years, they weren't they weren't happy. In fact, I did some traveling after college and worked in another country. And when I told them what I was going to do, they looked at me like, "Really? Is that what you're going to do?" But it all worked out. It made me a better person. They grew to understand, and it was well. And when I came home, I got the job. I had a great career. But looking back on that, I wish I had pursued some things that I had not pursued because I conformed. I conformed to what society thinks that we should do. For example, I always wanted to start a business when I was younger. But that took money, that took time. There was just a lot of things. So I got a job, and I just kind of put that, on the back burner. And then as years pass, you're still on the job, or you change jobs, your career, things like that. And before you know it, you're 50, or you're 60, or you're 63. Um, but I don't regret the career. But as a person over 50 now, what I would tell a younger person, go for it. Go for it. Hey, what do you have to lose? They say if you don't try, you don't know. So go for it. But now for the money thing, I do believe that we need to teach financial literacy earlier in life, not wait until kids are in college. I think, hey, the earlier the better. Even kindergartners understand money because they'll ask for money. They understand. So let's start there. But being over 50 and thinking about, you start thinking about retirement. Your Hopefully your kids are either in college or they're almost out of the house. So some of those financial impediments are gone. Uh, So you start looking at things a little differently. You start thinking about, as I get older, how am I going to survive? How am I going to survive financially? Not just physically, but financially. Hopefully your house is paid for. And if it's not, you start thinking about, well, when is it going to be paid for and how much does it take out of my money, especially if I'm on an income, like a retirement income, or I'm on Social Security. So you have those little things to think about. Another thing I would tell a person as I age, I would tell a person in their 30s, pay attention to your body, start taking care of your body, exercising, eating right, drinking water, um, your mental health, taking care of your mental health, and don't be ashamed or afraid. If you need a counselor or you're going through some mental stress, it's okay to see somebody about it. A lot of times people think, "Oh, I'm okay. I'll pray it away." No, go get some help. Just little things like that. When you think back over your life and what you learned growing up and how your parents handled things was totally different. The things that young people have now that we didn't have, all the information that you can get right like this, 5 seconds, you can get it. You can pick up this phone, you can Google, and there it is right there for you. Speaking of information, I always tell people, I would tell a young person, and even now today, I still do this. I am a continuous learner. I am always trying to learn something new, whether I'm taking a course, whether I am reading a book, or I'm learning some new hobby, some new skill. Learn new things to keep your brain working. And just, you never know uh, when you might need those new skills. You don't know what avenue is going to take you down. So be a continuous learner and learn new things. Now, what else? What else? Just be you. I have learned as I turn 50 to just be me. I am who I am. I am who I am. I'm not conforming. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm just trying to be little old Casey Washington. I say, figure out who you are. And I think women over 50 now, they have figured it out and they're doing their things. They're starting businesses, they're doing traveling, they are doing these wellness trips and going to the spas and hiking across mountains. And I have a friend who's over 50 and she went and climbed Kilimanjaro. She did it. She's done some walks across Spain. She's done. She went to the Antarctic and did what is that? The polar plunge. So just because you turn 50 doesn't mean you stop living. You do what you want to do. You pick up this, and then you make your travel arrangements. If you want some friends to go with you, you can ask some friends. And if they say no, then you just go ahead about your business and you do what you want to do. So, women, you are living life, and I love it. I love reading these stories about women who are just doing everything. I saw a lady, she's like 75, and she's lifting weights and she's bench pressing, and um, she looks great. She's all buff and in shape. And I'm like, yes, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Women are embracing the gray hair. Used to be where if you showed your gray hair, you were just old. And now you got young people dyeing their hair gray, and we're accepting it, and it's beautiful. People don't worry about, putting makeup on, you're just being natural. So those are things that are just going on in 50, after 50. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So just got on here to talk about that a little bit. And we're gonna do more of these. Sister-Girl Chronicles. We're gonna do some chronicling. Yes, we're going to do some chronicling. We're going to talk about things that happen in our lives after 50. And we're going to encourage each other and we're going to teach each other some things. Yeah, so we're going to do some more of these. But I'm going to get off. I hope everyone has a great evening. And thanks for listening. Have a great one.